Excuse me, sir. May I come? Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Harsavarthan,
Yes, sir.
please sit down. You do a lot of hiking?
Yes, sir.
What type of hiking is this?
Sir, I primarily do hiking in the hills which is nearby my home, which is Nagamalai and Jain Hills, where I used to visit every day, sir.
Every day?
Yes, sir.
You hike every day?
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, every morning I go to the hills and it spans for a very shorter time, especially for 2 hours or 1.5 hours in the mornings.
You go on a beaten track or?
Sir, there is a already existing track available in the hill, so that I use the track so that I save some of the time and I reach to a certain point in the middle and I will come
You
back.
said hills.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the contours like, or what is the altitude like from your place to the tallest point which you reach and then come back? What is the altitude like?
So the altitude will be like 100 meters from the ground. If I have some more time or in the weekends, I will reach still even higher heights and then I will come back.
What do you observe when you go on hike?
Sir, there are 2 types of hills, especially Nagamalai and then Jain Hills. The Jain Hill is full of a granite hill. It doesn't have any vegetation over the hill. Whereas the Nagamalai is completely covered with the trees. So that when we go towards the Nagamalai, I could find some of the plants, flowering plants, and also some of the wildlife which is present in the hills, sir. Especially reptiles, and I have experienced certain type of snakes, and then porcupines also I have seen.
And what type of flowers are there?
So there are, I'm not sure of the exact name of the flowers, but the flowers includes certain wild varieties of flowering plants is present in the hills.
They are not used at all, those flowers. They are not plucked by anybody? No.
It's not, if the place is near the foothills of the mountain, it is plucked. Since the hill itself is excluded from the common place, it is not plucked in generals.
What is happening in Maldives today? Why we have all this heat?
Because of the change in government in the Maldives, which is a pro-China government, India is facing several issues with respect to international relations and diplomacy, and the Maldives government has asked the Indian army to vacate from those regions, and the tourism of Maldives is also affected because of the issues.
What is the political situation in Pakistan these days?
So with respect to Pakistan, the military government is having more stance over the general administration of the government. The military is taking more responsibility or more role in the administration of the general administration of the government.
Okay.
Therefore, it affects the general governance of the country.
I thought they have a prime minister, they have a president.
Yes, sir, they have a prime minister and then president, but then the influence of the military people in the functioning of the government is very high because of the certain powers given to them by virtue of constitutional amendments which have taken long back.
Looking at the size of Tamil Nadu and the demands made by some elements, do you think Tamil Nadu should be declared as a separate country? Somebody demanded 2 days back. When I say somebody, it is a very responsible person in politics. An MLA person.
So India being a union of states has to seen from a holistic perspective, and such demands of creating a separate country should not be encouraged, and the people belonging in Tamil Nadu also have both national spirit and patriotism, and therefore such issues should not be highlighted. And
What made him talk like that? There must be some trigger point. Otherwise he wouldn't have talked.
Sir, I'm not sure of the exact trigger point on which he quoted, but the general perception that the state government is opposing the central government policies, and also certain type of issues, general perception of the state against the center might have triggered, but I'm not sure of the exact reason why he said about these issues. Sir.
Okay. What is your Harsavarthan?
Yes, sir.
Tell us something about Harsha.
Harsha the Great became the king at the age of 16, and his territory was expanded from Himalayas in the north to the river Narmada in the south, and in east-west direction his territory extended from Assam Valley in the east to Gujarat in the west, and he is well known for his secular religious policy, wherein he conducted a religious assembly at his capital Kannauj, which attracted scholars from across the world. He is a great patron of literature. He himself written as Sanskrit plays, and the University of Nalanda, which provided secular education, also flourished during his territory. He is also well known for maintaining law and order in his territories.
Recently, interim budget.
Yes.
Special budget. It was introduced. Budget, the word budget is found in the Constitution. Am I right?
No, sir.
What
The
is it?
Article 112 of the Constitution explains us annual financial statement of.
Very good. It is annual financial statement. You can see that the infrastructure push is being given. So they have used a magic number. It is about, compared to last year, it was higher than about 12%. What is that magic number if you know? And why should we give push for capex or infrastructure spending?
So the capital expenditure has been considerably
You
increased.
remember that magic number? What is the application?
Sir, I guess it's some.
You don't know, you can say it.
11111. I'm sure of 1 trillion. 1 million.
Yeah.
Complete number of
Yeah, that
ones.
is what we call the magic number.
Yes, sir. Some 3.4% of GDP it constitutes.
That is all correct. Why is the magic number? It's all 1111.
Yes, sir. It's 11111.
So 11 lakh.
11,000 crore.
100.
11. Yes.
111
Yes, sir.
crore is the allocation.
Okay.
Go ahead. Why capex is important?
Sir, with respect to capital expenditure, it helps to create infrastructure in the country, and infrastructure primarily promotes the employment opportunities across the country, and the employment opportunities helps the people to come up from the poverty and helps to improve the standard of living. Since the economic...
How does the capex help other industries like cement and steel?
So with respect to capital expenditures, some of the expenditures led to the development of roads, electricity, and then other transportation activities. With the development of these transportation sectors, the logistics cost and the production cost with respect to the cement industries will get reduced, and also certain allocation is given to development of industries itself in the form of subsidies, so that the industrial production is get boosted, and the private sector also gets certain type of confidence from the government, and the investments and the FDI also get attracted because of high capex expenditures.
1 lakh crore is been reserved for innovation by the state government through various means like startup companies
Yes.
and research. Is it necessary that the government should spend in this area or private expenses should come? Private sector.
So with respect to research and development, the government has already established a National Research Fund, which had a corpus of 50,000 crores, and in the present budget, it is expanded to 1 lakh crores, which subsumed the earlier scheme. And India as a country generally has less allocation with respect to research and development. It constitutes around 0.8% of GDP. And also the poor research culture in India is prevalent, and such stimulus is needed from the government side in order to promote research and innovation, which might help to reduce the cost and the new...
Compared to, developed countries like USA, Canada and Europe,
Yes.
where there is a higher investment in R&D by private sector.
Yes, sir.
But that kind of an impact is not coming in India. What are the reasons?
So with respect to private sector, there are multiple issues present in the country. For example, the political risks or at times of certain states, there might face political instability, which may affect the policies of the government, may affect the industrial policy. And also the private sector may also face the issues with respect to the attraction of investment from the foreign countries, and also the skill level of the people is also a great concern. Therefore, all the resources such as human resource, capital resource, and the natural resource must be considered in a holistic manner in order to attract the investments from the private sectors.
It's a, as and when the the development takes place in the country, economic growth takes in the country, slowly the burden will shift from the government to the private sector to invest in R&D.
Yes, sir.
Right? That is what our experience shows in the other countries.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there is a word, terminology used, viability gap funding.
Yes, sir.
Why this viability gap funding should be done by the government? In which sector it is doing?
So
You
viability.
use three words, no? Viability gap funding.
Yes, sir.
You can make your answer.
Sir, viability gap funding is a method of funding to fund infrastructure projects, wherein the viability gap is the gap to estimate the projects which are socially justifiable but economically not feasible.
Good.
It requires high amount of investment at the starting stage, and such infrastructure projects has a long gestation period, so that taking profit or revenue from those projects is very long, so that the privates are reluctant to invest in those projects. So a push from the government side is given in the form of viability gap to fulfill that gap, so that at the initial stages the funding is given. Once they start yielding revenue, they will pay back the debts.
Suppose, for example, I start or somebody starts lithium ion processing.
Yes, sir.
The benefit will come only after 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Will they be able to sustain in the environment? So the government need to support them in various. This is the viability funding is one way, right?
Yes.
And the Prime Minister Suryodaya
Yes, sir.
Yojana has been announced.
Yes, sir.
What is this scheme and how it's going to be beneficial to the poor people?
So this is a recently announced scheme which involves fitting up of rooftop solar power panels to 1 crore households across the country, and certain type of already existing schemes such as production linked incentive schemes and other schemes provided by the states are going to be clubbed with this scheme, and the greater budget is allotted to this scheme in the present interim budget also, sir. And with respect to energy security, the government has gave some concessions to the homes, such as 300 units of free electricity to the homes, and also they can sell the electricity produced during the solar rooftop panel to the grid by using a net meter.
Some amendments have been made in this regard because people cannot afford for capital expenditure.
Yes, sir.
So the entire expenditure should be done by NTPC and other discoms, distribution companies.
Okay, sir.
Right? So
Okay.
50% central government will pay, 30% they will
Consumer.
make payment. The rest 20% they will realize from the
Generating
of power later.
Yes.
But these people will get 300 units
Free electricity.
because they are providing the support
System.
Right? Okay, very good. So have understand. Fiscal deficit
Yes, sir.
is really bothering India, right?
Yes, sir.
For bothering everybody, it should bother. Now it is what is the fiscal deficit as of now in this year, and what is expected in the next year?
Sir, as of
You
now
have
it
anything
is,
to say? Yes or no?
sir, as of now it is 5.8%.
Yes.
In the next
Know the where is it?
in the next fiscal year, it is aimed to be 4.5%.
Not 4.5.
25-26. It is 25-26. It is 4.5%.
Very good. Slowly. There is a FRBM Act. What is the FRBM Act? What is the prescription by the Act? 2003 Act.
The Fiscal Responsibility Budgetary Management Act, which was passed in 2003. In order to promote intergenerational parity among the country, the Act is passed. It has several provisions with respect to revenue deficit and fiscal deficit, and it aimed to cap the fiscal deficit at 3% of the GDPs.
So I'll have one last question.
Yes, sir.
In the same budget, there is quite a lot of important announcements have been made. What is known as the cashless everywhere? It relates to treatment under the insurance. Cashless everywhere.
So I have to read more about that.
Yeah, it's a cashless treatment. I told you.
Okay.
Cashless treatment
Ayushman Bharat scheme.
on your health and medical insurance.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Because there are a number of policies which give you reimbursement.
Yes, sir.
So they wanted to change everything.
Okay.
So that they can go to any hospital and it will be valid. It will be valid, not depending only on the paneled hospital.
Okay, sir.
That is the concept, but it is only a policy. A lot of things have to be done.
Okay, sir.
Very good. Sure.
Yes, Harsavarthan,
Yes, sir.
you've taken sociology, right?
Yes, sir.
There is a general opinion among educated people that this caste-based reservation is not good for the country going forward. It should be done away with. Either it should be merit or it should be economic criteria. Right?
Yes.
Do you agree?
No, sir, I don't agree with this statement, sir. Because reservation is a policy of government, and we cannot classify the people on the basis of economy alone. There are other forms of equality, such as social and political equality. So that while ensuring economic equality, we have to ensure the social and political equality also. And the reservation as a tool helps them people in the lower section of the society to come up and have the equal status with the people in the other classes also. And reservation is a technique which provides equity among the people, and it is used as a tool to promote equality. And I don't support reservation as a continuous affairs. It should be done away with after a certain period of time. Once we have achieved equalities.
I see. And political equality we have already ensured, no? Because
anyone can participate.
they can participate. Yes. No bar, one vote per person only.
Yes, sir.
So you talk about social and political equality through reservation.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So is the reservation trying to give some political equality?
So we can consider that with respect to women reservation in the parliament and the grassroots governance and local democracies. Reserve seats are SCSTs in Lok Sabha also. Okay. With those avenues, they are trying to establish the political equality through reservation, and also with all the three, economic, social, political equality, should go hand in hand, which is even said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar while ensuring the directive principles of state policy.
Again, there is murmur in the society saying that this caste-based census is going to create more divisions in the society. We are already divided, and why you should do that now? It is not necessary. What is your take?
So, with respect to caste-based census, we could get adequate information about the people. We could find the people who are actually poor or really poor, so that we could target the policies more towards those people, and we could use the data for policy formulation also, sir. On the negative,
for identifying the poor.
So it is not identifying the poor. We are identifying it is like a census or survey. At present, it is conducted as a survey by the state governments, wherein they collect multiple data from those people, so that we could actually identify the actual real status of those people who are downtrodden among those scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, or other backward sections.
My question is that only meant for giving them an economic uplift only?
It is not only about economy, sir. We are getting to know about the ground situation, and also in the constitution, it is provided that the number of seats reserved to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes is based on the population. So when we know the exact count of those people, we could either increase or decrease the number of seats reserved, so that it would be helpful for the overall policy formulation. And
okay, we'll move to the next.
Yes.
What is this 5 trillion economy thing? There's so much talk about it. How do you think we can achieve this target?
So India is presently 3 trillion economy, and achieving 5 trillion economy, India would become third largest economy.
What do you need to do to get to that 5 trillion?
So we need to promote our manufacturing sector, which is generally low, and we also need to identify the sunrise sectors, which has a lot of potential to show the growth, and we have to promote our export competitiveness, and finally we have to diversify our export market to multiple countries, so that we could earn more from those exports. And the infrastructure push is needed, and skill development of the society, of the general society, and the utilization of the demographic dividend is the need of the hour.
Is there any scheme for increasing the productivity in the industry sector? I think that the government has come up with it.
So with respect to increasing the productivity, government is giving capital subsidies, tax benefits, and
to the scheme.
And there are production-linked incentive schemes provided to manufacturing sector.
Only sectors.
It is given to around 14 sectors.
Okay, fine. And what would be the positive, spin-off of becoming a 5 trillion economy?
So becoming a 5 trillion economy, India's contribution to the global GDP will increase. Thereby, it helps to improve the national income of the country, and per capita income will also increase. Thereby, standard of living of the people will increase, and many people will come out of the poverty, and also multidimensional poverty will also be addressed.
Good, nice. And what do you mean by citizen-centric governance?
So it is a form of decentralized form of governance, wherein the opinion of the general people or the common people is also considered while policy making, and also while implementing the schemes, proper feedback and evaluation mechanism is made so that governance is made more friendly and approachable to the citizens.
What is Mission Karma Yogi?
So I have to read more. The civil service capacity building, capacity building around.
Yes. You know capacity building
Scheme for civil servants.
to result in citizen-centric governance.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Antyodaya. What is Antyodaya?
So I have to check that.
Last mile connectivity to the last person also should be benefited.
Okay.
Antyodaya.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
ठीक है. Jan Bhagidari. These are PM's
Schemes,
slogans,
yes, sir.
utterances. So these you must be familiar with all.
Okay.
Okay. Finally, I come to your sociology once again. My favorite sociologist or social thinker
Yes.
is Emil Durkheim.
Yes.
Okay. And suddenly we see a surfeit of suicides being committed by people for various reasons.
Yes.
On the one hand, deep suicide is happening. On the other hand, the cafe coffee day owner Siddhartha himself commits suicide. What has Emil Durkheim has to say about suicide? Why suicides happen? He has theorized quite a bit. I would like to know from you as a sociologist.
So with respect to suicide, Durkheim have a different explanation with respect to suicide. Earlier it was psychologists and other perspectives who explained the suicide on the basis of different perspectives, and Durkheim said that suicide can be analyzed on a social perspective, and he primarily gave 4 different types of suicide on the basis of regulation, and then on the connection, or on the basis of attachment. With respect to attachment, he gave the egoistic suicide on the basis of regulation, and over-regulation leads to fatalistic suicide. And anomic suicide occurs due to the lack of norms, or it occurs during the times of economic prosperity, or also during the recession period. Anomic suicide happens, and altruistic suicide happens because of the over-attachment to the society or people.
Okay, now this cafe coffee day Siddhartha suicide, which category will you put it in?
Anomic suicides.
Alright. I think
Okay.
Yes.
Harsavarthan,
Yes,
you've
sir.
done well.
Yes, sir.
We'll give you the feedback now.
Yes, sir.
Harsavarthan,
Yes, sir.
you are a very great candidate.
Yes.
You can easily make it. Your knowledge is good, your communication is good. Now we'll have to some concerns, and also how you could have given better answer in respect of certain
Yes.
for your understanding.
Yes.
First of all, you are trying to take time for every question.
Okay.
Even if somebody asks your name, you try to wait and answer. There's no need.
Okay.
The time to be taken is only in respect
Opinion
of
based.
where you have to formulate some opinion and say.
Okay.
If you know most of them, you know.
Yes.
But your hesitation is there.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate. If you
Okay.
go wrong, either they will correct, or if you are giving a wrong answer, you can always say, sorry sir, my understanding was different.
Okay.
See, that's a kind of a discussion and a
Okay.
comment.
Okay.
So don't try to, you look at, somebody taught you that you have to take time and answer. Yes, wherever there is a need,
Okay.
not for everything.
Okay.
That is one observation. Another observation I would like to make is that when we were discussing about the reservation, you have brought in Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's name.
Yeah.
There is no need for it.
Okay.
If there is a need, I will appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah, all of us have a lot of regard.
Yes.
Maybe when you are writing in your main answer,
Yes.
mentioning the name of Dr. Ambedkar would be a brownie point.
Okay.
You will get a brownie point.
Okay.
Because you need to expand it.
Yes.
Give credit whoever contributed to that.
Okay.
Because the simple question, simple answer.
Okay.
We don't complicate with the name propping and all that.
Okay.
So that may not be good. But where it is required, suppose somebody we are talking about drafting of the constitution, then you can very well say.
Okay.
The contributions made, you can tell me some person who contributed for the welfare of the people, particularly downtrodden people, then you can mention about.
Okay.
You mention about any person who has contributed. So don't try to do it. Then as regards the reservation, your answers were little hesitant.
Okay.
You can say it is constitutionally mandated.
Okay.
Okay? It is
Okay.
constitutionally mandated.
Mandated.
If you want, we can correct it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go for 368, resort to 368 and make amendments. As economically weaker sections were also included now, right?
Okay.
So his question was very clear.
Okay.
Whether it is only the economic criteria or not. You can say, sir, caste-based census may not bring out economic criteria, but whereas when the full-fledged census is done, that also will come out.
Okay.
If the government want to introduce that also, it is up to the government's idea. We have to discuss that later. Right?
Okay.
So we can say, suppose you have been saying that political this thing,
Yes.
you are trying to avoid that answer. You need not avoid.
Okay.
You can very well say, sir, it is intended only to you. You are talking about census is required so that we can identify how many SC, ST constituencies are not reduced. It will be on par with the everybody knows about that. Right?
Okay.
So the point here is what this caste-based census can bring in.
Okay.
Survey, census, what is the difference between survey and census? Understand.
Okay.
States are conducting survey.
Survey.
Only central government can do census.
Yes.
Right. When the survey being conducted, it will have its own negative and positive. In every way, you will have negative and positive. You can say, sir, these are the positive things. These are the negatives.
Okay.
How you can neutralize them, how you can make use of them. Because on one side alone, we cannot say.
Okay.
The other side, you can say, sir, the social harmony
May lead to
is
vote
likely
bank
to
politics.
dissolve. The political parties will try to take more advantage of caste.
Yes.
So this kind of when we are trying to come out from that, it may immerse us in this system. If you say that, it will be more, better. And I was asking about the cashless treatment, right? Because today, most of them are getting reimbursement, or they will say that your empaneled hospital is 50 kilometers away.
Yes.
So with the result, all your health cards, insurance cards, they are not being utilized. So the government is now bringing, like, any branch,
Yes.
any account,
Any.
like that, like any branch you can go and draw your amount. Like
Okay.
if I have my account, the SBI, I can draw anywhere to certain limitations.
Okay.
Liberally now, this kind of a treatment will come. This is what is happening in European countries.
Okay.
So this kind of a card will be helpful for the people in future. Because now we are going to have both old generation. The geriatric issues will come. The elder generations will be there.
Okay.
So this is the idea now behind it. Right?
Okay.
These are just some corrections that I think. Otherwise, you should be more confident.
Okay.
You can be more confident.
Okay.
Smile out.
Okay.
When you smile, you are looking beautiful.
Okay.
Smile is missing.
Okay.
So don't have any complex.
Okay.
You look fine, absolutely good.
Okay.
Right? Don't worry about it. This is what is my observation to you.
Okay.
So you have some kind of a hesitation.
Okay.
Don't hesitate.
Okay.
Look as if you are a princess, right?
Okay.
Just answer them right answer. If you don't know, apologize. Sorry, sir. I don't know what wrongly I said. That's the way we discuss.
Okay.
Right? There's nothing wrong. Everything cannot be correct. If you don't know, you can say. You don't know. But you knowing well, then you come up and giving the answer. Which means that there is a hesitation part. That you can.
Yeah. Right. I'd like to add to that caste-based reservation.
Yes.
You said everything.
Yes.
You kept on talking about economic poor. Actually, what you're supposed to have said is participate to inclusive
Okay.
governance.
Yes.
We want the participants to be more broad-based. So we are getting this class-based data is to find out whether they are being adequately represented.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Because there is always criticism that communities which have a smaller proportion of the population are occupying larger positions, more.
Yes.
Right?
Criminals.
Yes, sir.
So they are maybe 5% of the population, but 60% of, because I think Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised it in Parliament saying that I think JS level posts, some 90 posts, he said only 3 OBC officers are there. That's what he made.
Yes.
So it kind of was an eye opener. How can it be? There are about 40% or 50% or whatever the population, how only 3 can come up? The
Issue.
representation.
Yes.
So at somewhere there's a glass ceiling kind of a thing.
Yes.
So this whole thing is to find out, because the stakeholders from all sections of the society will go into nation building.
Yes.
As a sociology student,
Yes, sir.
how to build nation. If you keep some sections away from participating in the decision making, like citizen centric, that's all we're talking
Yes,
about.
sir, yes.
They also should share in the power structure.
Yes.
So this is actually the
Way to achieve that.
approach.
Yes.
Like what sir said, again, this could be misused, by
It have
political-
negative.
That's the spin-off, negative spin-off. Otherwise, you should talk about ownership,
Okay.
how to build ownership, because we have to make this nation a vibrant nation. We should not have secessionist tendencies.
Okay.
So we have to get everybody into the power structure. So for that, this is the one way of doing it, because data mining. I think overall you have been able to answer most questions,
Okay.
except that sir said your
Hesitant.
hesitation is giving the feeling that you're kind of thinking for even those simple questions.
For your candid occurrence, I don't know about Karmyogi. Mission
Sure.
Karmyogi as a civil servant,
Civil
is
servant.
not
Yes.
right. It's meant for civil service.
Okay.
Right?
See, you're becoming a civil servant,
Yes. sir.
and you need to
Citizen
know.
centric.
Okay.
And Sir was asking about that question, relating to South. Somebody making that we
Yes.
need a
Separate.
That is arising not out of, they wanted secessionist tendency. But what they say is that they are not being given proper due regard to, the contribution they have made
State share.
to the country, to the government, and also, more taxes are collected from them. They are contributing it. Their population dwindling.
Yes, sir.
So it should not tomorrow, if you're basing only on the population, they'll get lesser representation.
Yes.
So these are some of the concerns. Then they said, we'll have to go out separate. It's not the idea is to go in.
Okay.
The idea is to remain and to get the due share.
Pressure,
Due
pressure
share.
politics.
Pressure.
See, you read about pressure groups.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the pressure groups.
Strangely, this man has given a logic which appealed to me. He says 4 southern states, the
Combined.
25%.
the expenditure is less than what one state, that is Uttar Pradesh, got. This is
From
all-
the Finance Commission.
But one has to go into it. Why, what, and all those things. So it is not socialist, though he used a wrong terminology.
Yes, sir.
Then the second thing, Harsavarthan, there are a lot of catchwords in the budget.
Yes, sir.
Try and find out.
Okay, sir.
These are keywords.
Yes.
Some of them are Hindi, some of them are Sanskrit, but you must know. Because that is wide usage now in governance.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Don't say Hindi Theriyada Poda.
I should learn. Okay.
As you can do it for Tamil Nadu officers.
Yeah, it is better to understand what is what, because others
I should at least.
multi-diversified country, they must know everything.
Yes. Okay.
Whatever be the language.
Sure.
The usage is very, very important.
Okay.
You've done well.
Okay.
We are happy. Go with that confidence.
Okay.
You have some confidence. Dip is there. I don't want you to carry that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Go with the confidence that
Okay.
I am going to win. I am a winner.
Okay, sir.
Very important.
Okay.
Unless you have that I am the winner, you can't reach the goalpost.
Okay.
But we are certifying that you can reach the goalpost.
Yeah,
Okay?
you can do it.
Go
Okay.
with that confidence.
Okay.
And today,
Okay,
should go more because 3 of us put together.
Yes.
That is more than 100 man years of experience telling you that you will do well in
Yes,
the
sir.
final interview. Go with that confidence. Then the hesitation will not be there.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
And you have to smile.
Okay.
Then
We're all friendly people.
Okay.
the entire interview, the
Yeah.
entire, the personality test, it's a kind of an attitude that
Yeah.
you have. Not necessarily that you know every answer,
Okay.
but your attitude.
Okay.
Are you going to wear a
Black.
and
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
well, shoot.
When is the interview?
February 23.
Oh, yes, still it will be cold.
Yeah.
Delhi will be cold. Wear a suit and a nice light. This light colored shirt is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't wear dark color, dark stripes.
Okay.
Go for light green, light blue, like that.
Then nice tie, not a very jazzy, flowery tie.
Okay.
Simple tie. The other guy was wearing a very nice tie.
Yes, yes. So I mean,
I You was wearing a very simple, plain, beautiful tie like that. Nice
Okay.
tie. And,
I think you should do it.
Okay.
you will do well. Okay, wish you all the best.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any questions to ask us on the process or on any clarification?
Sir, I received general feedback from the previous marks that I'm speaking too fast. Is it?
Yeah, you have been little fast, but it is okay.
This is okay. Your hesitation is the only thing. Otherwise, the space is okay.
Okay.
And a bit stiff. Move your fist.
Okay.
The body language is required.
Okay, sir.
Move it. It's okay. Fine. Once in a while, you have to say, yes, sir. It's
Okay.
like this, sir. You can say that.
Don't appear scared.
Okay, sir.
They are not recruiting for subordinate service.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Come inside.
They are premier service. They are recruiting.
I'll give
You
you an
want that
example.
kind of a stuff.
I'll give you an example. Some of the good top universities where the professors, when the students come to meet them, the professor and the student will talk like friends.
Yes.
Very, very friendly atmosphere. You don't have to be really, afraid of anything. They have come to ask some questions. He's going to ask you some questions. So that's more of a tea, no?
Yes.
So you be very relaxed. Come in. Nobody's going to bite you. Nobody's going to destroy you.
Okay.
Okay, you know or you don't know. That's all. That's
Okay.
as simple as that. What you don't know, you don't know. You can't cook it up there.
How do I infer your personality and traits? Only from your answers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's all simple.
Okay.
You understand how you will make the answer. It's not a question of factual conveying of message.
Even if you don't know or you're given a wrong answer, there is no red card.
Yes.
UPSC doesn't believe in red card.
Okay.